Hey guys, good morning. It's Charlie here with Outskirts Overland. Today is Tuesday the 15th, and it's National Laundry Day. So that's kind of a downer. That's kind of not what I was looking for. I hate laundry, by the way, guys. Like, it's my least favorite thing in the world to do is laundry, fold it anyways. Uh, so yeah, National Laundry Day. Weird. Today, I got a message. Well, I got a message yesterday from a listener, and they said, "Hey, what do you do to maintain zippers? You talk about maintaining a lot of gear, but you haven't touched on zippers. I'm sure you have a solution." And I said, "Yeah, no, for sure." So Gear Aid, who I've mentioned before, for that does patches like tent patches, they make a zipper cleaner with like a brush, so you like squeeze it and brush it for a zipper cleaner, and they make a zipper lube as well. So that's how I maintain zippers. But in a pinch, if you need some help with a zipper in a pinch, I carry a crayon with me. And crayons are high in wax, and I torch the crayon and rub it over the catch spot. Or in a pinch, you don't absolutely take the with you and that cleaner with you, quite frankly. But if you're somebody that is going out in a day and you can't get that cleaner and stuff to your house quick enough, crayon, a hot, like taking up legitimate, like Crayola crayon. Me and you're thinking what I'm thinking. You heat it up and it kind of turns into like it's a wax, so it's like a candle. And then you just rub the crayon over your zipper and it'll help lubricate that tight spot or that sand that's in there, so your zipper will work for you. So I thought I would cover that like immediately because I do cover I do cover maintenance a lot. And the topic yesterday was even like, hey, let's get gear that we can fix versus. I mean, I have some really expensive pieces of gear that if they break, they're kind of just done. That sucks, kind of. As somebody I wouldn't, I guess I'd consider myself a DIYer, but like, I buy stuff. I don't DIY build everything, but I definitely DIY maintain it all. And so yeah, that's what I do with zippers. I've had issues with zippers across the freaking spectrum of whatever you could zip. One thing I do recommend is when you're looking for outdoor gear specifically, YKK zippers are by far the best zippers. You want YKK zippers, period. Like, there's no other zipper than that you want to be messing with than YKK. So if you're looking at two products and they're zippered products and one has a YKK zipper, it will usually say it. That's going to be the better product for you. If you get tent covers, like 23 zeros tent cover zips, you want to make sure it has YKK zippers. Cheap zippers tend to fail more frequently, or rip, or sometimes they won't catch right. They won't go in each other right. So, anyways, you want YKK zippers. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is tires. I was talking to my buddy Tyson. He works in the tire industry yesterday, uh, and we were talking about he personally he's looking to get some tires, and he was talking about how for whatever reason that it's kind of like stuff's not in stock right now. Like tires are kind of hard to get, and I don't know what that's about, but yeah, we were going back and forth. I recommend E-rated tires. That's a 10-ply tire. That's what I recommend. If you guys care enough to care what I think, I recommend 10 plies. They are way heavier, but they do provide a lot of puncture resistance and cut resistance on the sidewalk. The sidewall is usually 3-ply. But he was looking, he's like, man, I just can't find E-rated ones. And so he's like, what about C? Well, C is 6-ply, so it goes C, D, E. I mean, like the alphabet, right? But it goes 6-ply, 8-ply, 10-ply. E is 10. And D is 8 and C is 6. They'd be lighter and stuff, but I was like, man, I just don't know. But yeah, we were going back and forth, and I was like, I bet come May 1st when the stuff hits, I bet tires. I don't know where we get all our rubber from, but I bet that has something to do with the. I bet that has something to do with it. So I'm not bringing that up to your guys' attention to be political or anything, but like, if you all that stuff starts May 1st, so if you maybe were in the market, I'm not saying now's the best time to be looking at tires, but if you're like, I'm just saying after May 1st, it might not be a good time. I don't know. Every email I've gotten about prices increasing, they all take effect May 1st. And I don't really know what all that's going to affect. And there's a lot of stuff you can wait on. Tires just isn't one of them. So I'd, I don't know what that looks like. I mean, nobody knows what that looks like. Let's be realistic here. Nobody knows what that looks like. But I did just having a conversation yesterday with him was like, damn, that's that. Who knows what that's going to do? Because I do, as overlanding is, some equipment I get from Canada. I've gotten some stuff from Australia. I have an importer. Excuse me, my intake on my truck, my snorkel's from Australia, built, sent from Australia. Um, I don't know that this stuff like that's going to be feasible to do after this all. I don't know what importer fees will be like if you wanted to get. I'm a car guy, so if you wanted like an R34 Skyline, which you can just now get finally in the U.S. imported, I bet just import fees are through the freaking roof too. I don't know what this is. I mean, I know it's supposed to be on like goods and trade, but imports go through the freaking roof too. So people import, right-hand drive diesel Land Cruisers, stuff like that. Some of those parts that you have to order get from Toyota or Lexus or Honda, and they've got to come from Japan. Like, I don't even know what that's going to do to all that stuff. So I'm only bringing it up like I don't know what it's going to do, but if you've got the money to get your spares now, like spare things that typically break, if you've got the money to get your stuff in order, it's not going to, I hate saying the word save you money. It's not going to save you any money. You're still spending money. You might just not spend as much as you will here in the next few months. If it's not something you need for like a year, I mean, you could definitely let it play out and see where you're at then. But if it's something you think you're going to need soon, you may want to pay attention to just have it in your mind that this current climate might skyrocket your stuff. Maybe not skyrocket, but it might put a decent increase on what it costs. Tires being the first thing that brought it to mind, so I figured I would talk about it because it hasn't been something that I'm not looking for anything currently. So, and if you're part of places, newsletters, and whatever, or discounts, you give them your email, whatever, you guys are all getting these emails too. Like May 1st, unfortunately, XYZ, and then the companies that produce the products in America are now offering discounts, even so. But, I don't know. Some stuff I don't know. You'll make your own decisions with what you do but it might be reasonable to at least be looking at stuff that you think might be foreign produced products. Just because I don't know that the stuff's going to have to be in place. These companies may start imposing price increases for it pending to be in place. So, yeah, I just really don't know. And then lastly, Michael Pruitt with Pruitt Knives of Valor commented. He sent a voicemail over to Benji's podcast we found Overland and was talking about how he thinks, and I talked about this on my podcast with Benji, but I know not all of you guys listen to my segment that me and Benji do together, Opinionated. But I talked about, me and him talked about how, in this space, like our vehicles are more recognizable than our faces. And Michael commented on that and said, yeah, it'd be really nice to see people's faces because he said not even from his side being recognized, like even when he meets people, he may not know who he's talking to. So I just think that's so crazy in this space. It's more of a car space than it is a equipment space than it is a personal space. Overlanding, but I'm an advocate of it even now. Like, put up pictures of who you are because, like, we're like the idea is to be communal, to be a community, and what nobody knows what anybody looks like. We only know what their vehicles look like, so we can see a vehicle and be like, oh, that's such and such. But if such and such isn't at the vehicle, like we're never, we're I guess we're gonna know they're there, but we don't even know who or what they look like, and that's kind of an odd concept, like an extremely weird thing that we can recognize somebody's car and that's associated with their Instagram handle, but not even know what they look like. That's crazy. And hey guys, I'm a, I'm guilty of this as well. So I've been working on that to try and make myself more available. But again, if you guys watch the stream, I mean, you guys see me every freaking day, then you know what I look like. But again, the stream's not the most watched. But anybody that listens on podcast, you can go to my YouTube page, Outskirts Overland, and go to streams, click streams or live, and you'll see all whatever 60 of these things. So just, I mean, yeah, go check it out. You'll see what I look like. That's all it is. It's me. It's rarely anything else. So, anyways, that's about that. I mean, that's it for today. A couple quick topics, just some thoughts, as as these costs get imposed on these foreign countries from the U.S. and just I know I have international listeners too. I mean, I'm assuming this is going to affect everybody. I mean, it will affect everybody. So, yeah, just keep an eye out. I'm pro helping everybody out. So, like, I have no opinion of them being put in place or not or what. I mean, I'm not in that. I I do I have a job. I do a podcast. I'm not a big enough deal to have an opinion that matters. So, just whatever. I just want you guys to not spend a bunch of extra money. If you're looking, if you're like, oh, April or May, I would April. I would just that's all I'm trying to get across. If you're that close, now might be a better time than in 2 weeks from now. That's all. So, potentially. So that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget it's National Laundry Day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on Wednesday. Have a good one.